Let's start some updates. Hello, I'm Mike with WriterSanctuary, and I often talk about how updating old blog posts is quite beneficial for any website. Today, I'm taking a look at PublishPress Revisions and why you'd want to use it. Essentially, it's a time-saving plugin that'll help you do your updates without having to create an additional draft that you're going to have to go back and either copy and paste from or delete later on. It's just one of those streamlining plugins that just makes everything so much easier. So the first thing I'd like to point out about PublishPress is that it is great for solo bloggers in the default settings. You really don't need to change much in order to use it properly, unless you disable WP cron jobs on your website, which is a post for another time. But in its default form, it works great for the solo blogger. But if you have a team environment, then you have all kinds of options within it that lets you change pretty much how it behaves with anybody who helps you write content. The best part is that the free version itself is more than plenty for most people. Of course, if you have a larger team of writers, such as in a small business or medium or even a corporation, it'd probably be worthwhile to get the pro version though. To use PublishPress Revisions, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Essentially, all you gotta do is find a blog post that you want to revise and click the big purple button here that says New Revision. So what this will do is create an entire draft of your blog post complete with everything that you use in it, such as your tags, images, the meta description. It's essentially a perfect copy of your blog post. Now, if you want to edit it instead of the live document, you just click on the Edit Revision button here. And this will open up a new tab where you can make all the edits that you want. Now, the reason why you would want to do this is so that, say that you have a much longer blog post that you need to add quite a bit of content to. In fact, I have quite a few of those, and I really don't have the time to work on a single blog post throughout the entire day. So from here, I can make all the changes I want and just click the Save Draft button at the top, and it won't go live, and I can continue to work on it for months, years down the road. This means I don't have to create a whole new draft in WordPress and then copy and paste the content over when I'm done, go back and delete that draft. It's a process when you're trying to update a very long blog post, especially if you want that update not to affect live changes. There might be times where you wind up wanting to do an entire rewrite of a 3,000 word article, and unless you're going to plan on sitting down and writing out that entire piece of content, you're going to have to create a new draft because you don't want to do that to a live site. Now, if you do have people helping you, PublishPress Revisions will also send out an email when somebody submits or approves an article on your website. That's kind of handy, especially if you have quite a few people that are helping you rewrite content and you want to know when something's ready to be edited or even submitted for approval. Because you really don't want your writers to just hammer out live pieces of content right off the bat. Another aspect of PublishPress Revisions that I find quite handy for an update is that you're able to schedule those to be published at any time. So perhaps you don't want something published immediately, or if you're working on, say, seasonal content, like say I can write something in March relating to Christmas and have it ready to be posted sometime in December. All I gotta do to do that is just go over to the publish date and select which day you want it to publish on. Like say I want it on the 23rd. And then just click out of it, and it's already ready for March 23rd, 2:52 p.m. So if I hit the approval button now, that means it'll publish this post over top of the old one perfectly on March 23rd. This is great for seasonal content, or if you're using push notifications, you don't have to inundate somebody with all day long with updates, push notifications on their browsers because you simply changed the spelling of a word. Now, if you do use things like one signal push notifications, you can scroll down to the very bottom on WordPress and select Send Notification on Post Publish. So as soon as this goes live, anybody following my account will automatically get a little pop-up on the bottom right of their browser push notification that a new post was published. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because people that follow your accounts today might not have known about this article that I wrote back in 2015. And depending on some of the social sharing apps that you have installed in WordPress, they might proc as well, which means it'll feed it to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Essentially, it's just getting new pairs of eyes onto the content that people might not know exists. Now, when PublishPress Revisions makes that duplicate draft that I showed, it will store it in its own little area of WordPress that's not in the post. It's called Revisions. To get to that, all I gotta do is on the left-hand side, go down to where it says Revisions. and just click on it. This will show you a list of all the things you decided that you wanted to revise. As you can see, I have quite a few. A lot of them were published quite a while ago. And then at any point, I can click into any one of these, at which point I can make all the changes to the content that I want. But let's say that I didn't quite get done and I wanted to work on it tomorrow. Then I'll just hit Save Draft and we can come back to it later. And when it is done, I can either schedule it for the future date or just hit Approve and it sends it out immediately. Now, when it comes to approving some of these drafts that you have in PublishPress Revisions, what it'll do is it'll copy and paste the entire piece of content, that's all of your images, tags, categories, and whatnots, from the draft over to the live post, and it'll delete the draft that you were working on to keep your database clean. So that way, nobody goes back in and tries to revise something that's already been written. So there you have it. That's PublishPress in a nutshell. There's quite a few settings to it that you can go through and explore. But like I said, for most solo bloggers and beginners, the default settings for PublishPress Revisions is going to be all that you're going to need. It's just a simple tool that helps you revise, especially longer pieces of content. That way you can get them published and updated at your leisure and don't have to worry about creating a whole new post just to copy and paste everything over and then go back and delete the draft. PublishPress will do it all for you automatically. My #1 performing article on my website, WriterSanctuary.com, I have updated about 6 or 7 times since I originally wrote it in 2016. And because I do keep on updating it and providing new information as it becomes relevant, it's still at #1 for its search term. So it is worthwhile to go back and update some of your older posts. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more videos about blogging, freelance writing, or self-publishing, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think it's going to do it for me today. I'll see you next time.